A man is in jail tonight accused of making violent threats against a judge.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to Crime Circus. My name is Drip Drop. Tonight's feature presentation is about a father from New York. This is a felony interrogation he found himself inside of because a woman accused him of making threats against her and a local family court judge. This all arose over a custody battle for his children. He loves his children and he wants to be reunited with his children. He told me he's got court in February coming up. It's supposed to be the big day, the trial. He's gonna need good prayers, good vibes, and good energy sent his way in New York. Say a little prayer for Mind Duck. And this channel's almost at 50,000 subscribers now. But let's get it up to 100,000 and beyond. Like, comment, share. I appreciate it. And you can find me inside of the Cash App at CrimeCircus. Now let's see what this father has to say for himself.
I got one. Yeah. You got those? Let me take those off, Steve. Thank you. Sorry. Yeah, this is just for safety.
You should no more water?
I think I'm okay. Thank you.
Okay.
Are you hungry or?
No, I'm okay. Thank you.
Oh.
Appreciate it.
No problem. Just have a seat.
Can I just have your phone? Because you can't have any phones in this room.
Turned it off.
Okay.
You taking it?
Yeah, I just want to hold
Yeah.
on to it. We can't have it in this room. Did you shut it off?
Yeah, why are you taking it out of the room?
Because
Are you
we
gonna
can't
search
have
my
any.
phone?
No, we're
No,
not
we
gonna search
don't
it.
have anything in this room.
I mean,
Okay?
not
searching.
searching or anything, just.
Alright, so I'm Detective Ruiz, this is Detective Sullivan. I'm just gonna start with your basics right now. Can you spell your first name?
Steven.
Do you have a middle initial? Or
J.
J. Last name?
MCDOWELL.
Your date of birth?
7/10/78.
7/8. And your current address was
2 Road. Millwood 10566.
10566.
Is that 10546?
1546, sorry.
Apologize.
1546. Current cell phone number or?
914 6675.
And you live at that location by yourself or? Okay. Alright. Before we get started, I'm just going to read you Miranda rights. You've probably seen this before. Whenever there's any allegations against anybody or anything else, I'm going to read you your rights. I'm going to ask you a question. The question is, do you understand that? I need a verbal yes or no response. Okay? You have the right to remain silent. Do you understand that?
Yes.
Okay. Anything you say can and will be used against you in a court of law. Do you understand that?
Yes.
You have the right to talk to a lawyer and have a present with you while you're being questioned. Do you understand that?
Yes.
Okay. If you cannot afford to hire a lawyer, one will be appointed to represent you before any questioning if you wish to hire one. Do you understand that?
Yes.
Okay. If you decide to answer my questions now, you have the right to stop answering them at any time. Do you understand that?
Yes.
Now that I explained to you your rights, would you like to answer my questions?
Can you tell me first, before I answer that, what specifically I'm here for?
I'm good. Before I can even talk to you, I got to get through this first. So I will explain everything once you understand that you agree to speak
Okay,
with. So I'm
sure.
just going to read this one more time. Now that I explained to you your rights, would you like to answer my questions?
Conditionally, yes.
I need a yes or no.
Okay, yeah.
Okay. What was
I
that?
can stop anytime, so yes.
Yes, exactly. So is that a
Sorry,
yes?
I'm not, that's a yes.
Okay, good. So I'll let you read it to you. You answer yes to everything. I just need you to initial your response.
I'm sorry.
And it says, my rights as stated above have been read and explained to me by, put DET for detective, abbreviation, and Ruiz, R-U-I-Z, that's my last name. And then you're just going to sign your name here, and then date and time. Today is, yes, September 9, yeah, 9/9, and it's 10:19 p.m. Oh, no, you up here, sorry.
Oh, sorry.
Here,
And 10,
10:19.
okay.
Right, can I get you water? You sure you don't want water or anything? I mean, we don't have anything else, but
No, I'm good.
water. Just, actually, give me 1 second. I just need a cup of water myself.
When did you move into Millwood?
October last
Oh, you've
year.
been since October? Where were you before then?
Newark and Poughkeepsie for a couple of months.
Oh, okay. Yeah, the Millwood's nice. It's a good area.
Yeah. I honestly didn't want to move to Westchester, but
It's expensive, Westchester.
the excellent here with our kids, so.
Yeah.
And then she,
You were in
To-
Newburgh with her and then Poughkeepsie?
yeah, she moved to Westchester and then she did,
Are you originally from Newburgh?
originally from like the Beacon area and then I've been around a little bit.
Okay.
Yeah.
But you work right down the road, right?
Yeah, I tried to get closer to my kids. Like I tried to move to the same school district, but I had little
Yeah.
time and little money, so
Yeah, yeah.
yeah.
So
that
how long
was
have you been at Rockies?
Good compromise. On and off 20 years.
Oh, you've been there that long?
Mm-hmm.
Wow, okay.
Yeah.
So that's good, yeah. Convenient. It's close to at least to where you live, you know. Like I said, we're gonna discuss everything. If you have any questions, we'll go over everything, okay?
Well, what am I?
Sorry
We
about that.
want to talk to you about everything.
Yeah, no, I just don't. You know what? If anything I've done in life as a crime, it would just be words, and so I just don't want to. I don't like this criminal treatment for words,
Well, we'll get into everything,
Okay.
okay? Why we're here. Huh?
Oh, sorry, where were we?
We were just talking about, where he was from originally, what brought him down to Westchester. I didn't realize he was on and off the Rockies for 20 years.
Oh, really?
But then I said, we're going to discuss everything. Obviously he had mentioned to me earlier that, he's nerve-wracking, whatever, and words. He just mentioned something about words and that, being criminal or whatever. We're going to go through everything with you. All right? At the bottom line
I don't
is
want to be treated like I harm people or deserve to be in
I
prison
understand
for
that.
anything.
I'm going to treat you how you treat me. I'm going to treat you like a gentleman. I think we
And if I
treated you
committed a
very
crime, I
nice.
just be upfront that you're trying to pin it on me. I know how our interrogations go.
Well-
I know there's like you want to make me comfortable and say things. I know you want me to admit to something. If you want to say what you're after, then you can
We
tell
just
me. now.
listen. All we want is the truth from you, and we're gonna discuss why you're here and what brought you here. and all
Let me
that,
explain this to
okay?
you, because you said certain things that we're not trying to pin anything on you, okay? First of all. Second of all, things get brought to the police department's attention. People file reports, okay? And just because somebody files a report doesn't necessarily mean we go out there and take somebody off, haul to jail, and say goodbye for the rest of their life.
No, but this is up to an
Okay.
investigation, interrogation level. So
Okay,
that's.
and here's the thing, exactly.
Trying to look for.
Well, yeah, there was an allegation
Guilty?
made. No, there's an allegation made, and since you're the subject of the allegation, so one, that's why
I'm not
we
talking
need
to you, but look how I was apprehended, and it seems like I'm being criminalized.
Here's the thing, yes, whenever what was reported to the police, to us,
Yeah.
was a crime. I don't know you, sir. Okay, do you know me?
No, but is it going to, I'm going to be on
The
that
whole
list,
thing.
you know?
Listen, I don't know who you are, so we have to take certain precautions. And when I say we in general as the police department. So you could be the nicest person in the world, you could be a criminal. I don't know anything about it. I don't know
I
your
don't
arrest
mind talking to
history.
you guys, but I want to know, is the goal to put me under arrest tonight?
Listen,
No,
the goal,
there is no goal. The goal is to talk to
the
you
goal is to give
about,
you a chance
to address
talk
the
your side of the story
allegation.
and what was alleged. And so we could get the facts. That's what we do. We're detectives. We're not police officers out in the street in uniform that just put handcuffs on people and that's it. Our job is to determine the facts of the case and find out the truth. So, listen, to be honest, there's an
I've
allegation.
never been locked up,
Can
I've had
we?
my freedom taken before, I've never really done anything, so
You said you never been
I'm
arrested
not going to
before?
give up my indignation here, sorry.
You said you never been arrested before?
I've been, I think when I was 18, I got cuffed and got a ticket for marijuana.
Okay.
That's about it.
But you were never like fingerprinted or anything?
Nope. I might have been fingerprinted as a kid, but as
No,
far as
of
being
course.
detained and
Yeah.
arrested, no.
Okay.
Yeah.
So there's an allegation made from the courts. I guess you're having some issues with your wife and you're in the courts and family court and stuff?
Yeah.
Okay. Can you talk about that? What's going on with that?
Well, can you specifically say what got you to this point, or got us to this point?
You made some threats to certain people or against certain people. That's
Christina Hall,
what Christina Hall?
or was it a supervised exchange woman named not Camille.
Carmen.
Carmen.
Carmen, yes.
It was her.
She was one of the person's name, Miss Hall.
What did I do to her that
Well, Miss Hall is who? Miss Hall's your
Miss Hall's my attorney. We had
attorney.
disagreement. I mean, I can tell you details about what I'm going through with my custody case if you want, but
Well, what's
might
going
not be
on?
relevant.
I want to hear your side of the story because yes, it may be relevant.
Well, okay, if it's about her, you know, you can ask your questions. I have nothing to hide, nor do I think I even committed a crime, and if I did, it was definitely like an error and an apologies due.
Okay, but that's what we're here to find out. Okay, like I said, this is just an opportunity also to hear the facts from your point of view, your
Sure.
side of the story.
Yeah.
So what's going on with your custody? Let's go with that. Where are you involved with that? Let's start there.
Whereas it's standing right now,
Yes.
right now we are trying to get into trial. She put a full custody petition last year. She moved out, went to some other guy, and then went all the way to Westchester. We're in Newburgh, and then I thought we were going to do a joint custody thing, something that we talked about because we were broken up for a little while. And she put a full custody petition, and she put order of protection on me for text.
Okay.
For a text?
Against
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
What was in the text? Because we don't know about
Oh, the court, it was just, well, she said harassing. It was, you know, but it was like a breakup. So if that makes sense?
We understand. Yes, we understand.
And it was a breakup of a family too.
Yes.
Okay.
And, you know, there was, and she did things to, like to get her job, would lie on paperwork and stuff because she's a correction officer. So, you know, I told her, if you're gonna go do this kind of stuff to me, you know, don't, because you know you're goddamn, you know, you commit fraud here, there, you know, you're gonna take my fatherhood, I'll do that. So those were said, you know, those were considered false allegations. She got the order of protection.
Okay. Against herself.
Against me.
Okay.
But it was limited. There was no
Yeah.
texting, no, you know, don't show up, that kind of, or whatever it was. Or don't, no, it could still text, don't harass, threat.
Gotcha.
Um,
And now recently, I'm told she got an order of protection against you for the children.
yeah,
What's that about?
That's what I'd like to know. Because, all right, so the order of protection for the children, that was put on in June. We went a few months where I couldn't talk to the kids, and these are all because, you know, of course I'm going to paint myself as the hero here, but listen.
Listen, we
Well,
want your
listen
side
to
of the story.
Well, at one point, I think around December, the text she made, you know, because if I did it, she would go to a lawyer, and then the judge would do stuff. And this time it was, well, we're going to put supervised exchanges, you know. So that meant drop-offs, you know,
Yeah.
not visits. So the place I did that, I only had one day all year. Like, it was like a 5-hour window I was getting my kids. This place couldn't even accommodate like an hour of that. My lawyer was technically able to change that and have like a mobile exchange. He ignored me for months, and that never happened. So I went months without talking. Finally, we were talking again, and the judge said, well, you have to do visits. And we started doing visits for about 3 weeks. We set up a new place to do the exchange. It was Greenberg Police Department. That was going well.
Okay.
She said, you have to talk to each other. She said, you have to talk about this kind of stuff. There can't be a no talking.
About the kids.
So for about 2 or 3 weeks, there was just that normal stuff,
Mm-hmm.
It was only like a one day. And she told me a few of the things in her schedule, very civil and matter-of-fact stuff.
Okay. What changed?
So I was only seeing them Fridays. And, oh, by the way, before the school year started, I was seeing them Tuesdays, overnights, into Wednesdays, and then bring them back Wednesday nights. And that stopped when the school year started because I couldn't move close enough. It was too complicated.
Yeah.
That's why we were down to Fridays. An attorney, he put in an order that, basically, because it's 3 kids and how complicated it is, and we're still going to trial, trying to get to trial, or determine if we're going to trial. It's an open arrangement, and we did that for a while. So, after like the 3 visits, and they were set up in exchanges at the Greenberg Police, I said, hey, listen, before the school year starts, I'd like to see, I said, John or Catherine, or, at least just one at a time, just for overnights on Tuesdays. And, she told me no. I was like, well, and then she said, that's something for the courts to decide or something. And I was like, well, I don't know exactly how it went, but I argued with her, I was like, no, you can't just say that, like, there's an open arrangement, like, why would you even want to be that way, because even her admission, I'm a good father, everyone, there's nothing against me as a father, even from her mouth, and that turned into an argument, which turned into another call back to court, and that's when they put the supervised visits on me.
Okay.
And I tried to argue against that, and even my lawyer said, look, and there's also this thing where they were changing the child's attorney from this guy to this new guy. So there's this huge mix-up. There was like a 2-3 week delay, or we called in, it's like, we're not ready for you yet, take another 2 weeks off, come back. She even said, like, there's nothing on him as a father. The kids love him and want to be with him. He loves the kids, they want to be with him. This is between him and the mom, and the judge said, well, okay, we got to do a fact finding here. And she tried to schedule it for like this week, basically. And I think her lawyer said she can't do it, or something, or the scheduling thing. So they postponed it all the way to the end of October 28th.
You found that out when?
I found that out at the last court date.
What was that from? Approximately. Mid-August.
Yeah.
A few weeks ago?
Yeah.
Whatever.
So,
Okay.
the lawyer said you have to talk to this lady, set up your intake for her.
And was that the
Carmen?
Carmen? Okay. And she's the person for the supervised visits.
I tried calling her, I was like, hey, and nothing disrespectful, because obviously I want to be on this woman's good side. I wasn't really worried about her because she's going to watch me with my kids, Like, I wasn't expecting much in the way of worrying about her,
Okay.
But when I did text her, I think I texted her the first time, or I emailed her, or no, I voicemailed her when I tried to call her the first time, and I had said, yeah, this is me, and, forced to use your program, and I need to set up an intake or something like that. And so maybe she got a bad first impression of me from that, And it wasn't crass or loud or rude, it was just my way of putting it. We finally talked. We started talking, and she's telling me how it's going, and this is about my kids,
Of course.
So, details, whatever, it gets down to like, so basically what you're telling me is that depending on the voluntary participation of Louisa, when she wants to also do her intake, this will be, so it's another 3 weeks almost before I might see my kids, It's like, yeah, well, that's just the way things go, So, and then I said, can I see you today? She's like, no, I can see you Wednesday. It's like, okay, what time Wednesday can I come in? It's like, well, you gotta come in, whatever. You need these requirements, you need this, that, and a $1,500 retainer. And I said, well, what do you mean a $1,500 retainer? She said, you have to pay me $1,500. And now I work, but I'm broke. These attorneys, not asked for, they were assigned. They did the court evaluation for the custody. That wasn't billed to anyone. The first exchange, which was tried to do what it was done with whatever social worker, that was billed by the state. So this was a surprise to me. I don't, I said, are you kidding me? I was like, like you're charging me $1,500 to see my kids, And she started saying something, and I'm pretty sure she hung up on me, or I might have said F you or something, hung up on her. 2 minutes later, she calls me back and says, yeah, and I actually answered the phones at work. She called my work job.
Okay.
And I was actually thinking, because we got into an email argument after this, and I wanted to almost get this for the court because of what she said in the emails. And she picked up the phone and she said, yeah, Steven, yeah, I'm just calling back. I just want you to know you're a fucking asshole. And she hung up the phone.
Okay.
And then she emailed me something like, just want you to know you're an asshole or something, and this is going in my report, and now I see why you need supervised visits now. And I said, I may be an asshole, but at least I don't, tell fathers to give you $1,500 to see their kids. I said, there's a special place in hell for you. I hope you get there soon or something like that. And she said, don't text me again or I'm going to call the cops. And I said, which one's the feelings police? I was like, you're harassing me. You're threatening me. And I told her, as a matter of fact, I can call the cops. I have that phone number. And if you want to make a report to the judge about me, not based on me around my kids, based on my outrage at what you just said to me, I'll take that phone call. I'll let your report bite you in your ass. And there might have been one more. Was there? No, there was no threats. And as far as I know, that's kind of how it ended.
Why do you say there was no threats?
Well, I didn't threaten her.
Okay.
Do you have threats that she's saying I
She
threatened?
reported you threatened you.
As in how?
Threats.
I did not threaten that woman.
Okay.
I 100% did not threaten that woman.
All right.
Did you threaten anybody else to that woman?
What do you mean?
Did you mention anybody else in your conversations with Carmen about hurting anybody or going after anybody? Because that's part of the allegation too.
Or how about just being upset with anybody else?
Like what? What did she say that I said?
Well, I'm asking you, is there anything that you said to her
I'm trying-
that would have
no.
her come forward to report this? Like
She told me she was going to call the cops.
Out of
Like,
anger, like you're
yeah.
frustrated.
I told her I hope you go to hell.
Okay.
No, but that's not,
That's-
listen, that's like,
Look,
oh, you go to hell,
I'm
you know what I mean? I'm
angry. I'm dumb. I'm not foolish enough to threaten people.
Well, here's the thing. Listen, we understand, and that's why we're taking the time to talk to you, okay? That your father,
Yeah.
you're going through a custody battle, you had separated from your wife. Those are things that are going to make people upset, emotional. So we could understand if there's certain things that are said, or even if you behave a certain way. I can see right now you're visibly upset by this whole thing, also too.
Well,
I mean,
Understandably
and understandably,
so.
you
Yeah.
know.
my whole life's been that way for 2 years.
And
And
yeah.
I've heard it together.
Go through
A lot of
a lot.
people will go through what I go through, do awful things.
Well, listen.
I don't even do awful things to myself. So
Well, and that's part of the reason why we're involved, to make sure, to see,
I mean, they did not threaten anyone, especially her in that email. And if you can show me the words that you say
I'm
are
not
threats,
talking about the email, because I
Oh,
know
at
there's
least-
emails have changed too. How about the
that's
phone
it.
call?
which phone call?
Did you say anything about her, maybe by your attorney, about the people at the courthouse?
Whatever, like in anger because you're
No.
frustrated.
Did I threaten anyone? No, absolutely not. Like, did I threaten harm to anyone? Did I threaten to do anything to anybody? No.
No, okay.
And not only do I know better, I don't want to hurt or harm anyone.
Well, you mentioned your attorney to her?
Probably.
What was that? How was that? What? Give us context about that. Why would you mention your attorney to this woman, to Carmen?
So I'm trying to think, because this was kind of like a nuts and bolts conversation before it turned bad. So
Okay.
I think I mentioned, she might have asked me about it. I really don't know. Like, as far as what.
Were you frustrated with your attorney?
Yeah,
Okay. Did you let her know that in any way?
I might have.
Especially since she
Like,
kept
we're not
putting
getting-
off the dates, like, oh, I'll see you in another 3 weeks. And
I
that's
said
very
we're not getting
frustrating.
along, and where she's actually, that kind of stuff. Like, I don't think she's just helping me or.
Whatever. I mean, did you call her like a derogatory name? And I don't care. I mean, that's not a
Like,
threat. But did you
No,
call her
like,
something?
I
Whatever.
might have said, something along the lines of derogatory, but nothing
Okay.
like.
Well, like what? Give me an example.
You can say it.
I
It's
don't
not
know.
listen, we're adults.
Like I said, I don't
You
know. If I said I might have.
Okay.
If that's what she's saying, I
Did you call her a fat bitch?
I might have.
You might have.
Did you call her the C word? Did you say she was a con?
I-
Out
I
of
doubt it.
frustration.
I might have yelled that at the end, but I doubt that.
Okay.
I doubt that I got that far.
Okay.
This conversation was last Friday, correct?
Yeah.
Or, okay.
I was at work, yeah.
So it wasn't that long ago?
I think it was on my work phone, actually, yeah.
Okay. All right. So it's possible you just don't remember.
And honestly, I felt like the way she responded, like, I thought it was like, she said, when I was discussing, like, you see how I talk fast and when I'm kind of worked up?
Yeah, sure.
Not only that, but I was like, for better or worse, I just have this, righteous indignation about what I'm going through with my kids. And the courts, the lawyers, the ex, it triggers me.
I understand.
It's my mouth, it's my
Listen,
words.
I
It's my
understand.
feelings, my thoughts. It's not my actions. All I've been trying to do for 2 years is not only, set up a life with my kids,
Yeah.
50-50, or best we can do,
Yeah.
or at least make an agreement and see if we can make it work. And that's all I've been doing, and I've just gone through hell trying to do that.
I
and
can
I'm
see
all
that.
downhill.
Listen, we're all human beings, okay? We
And honestly,
treat you respectfully because you obviously have been going through hell. Nobody
I
is
don't
denying
think
that.
I threatened.
Okay.
I did not threaten anybody.
So,
They may have been threatened by me, but I did not threaten anybody, okay?
what does that mean?
I don't know. People are sensitive these days.
Like,
I've noticed that.
if
The way I talk and
Listen,
speak
if
to
you're-
people get
Yeah.
offended quick, and
We-
especially official capacity people, some of them don't. It's
Do you
not
think that
a-
maybe you vent or your frustrations come out? Do you sometimes say things that you say, shit, but you know what, you're angry because you're frustrated and it's been 2 years of hell and
Well,
it's
it's a
building
human
and
being
building.
level, but I did not get
Yeah.
out of control with this
Well,
one.
everybody's a little different. That's why, it's a good point, too. So maybe, sometimes if your anger does get the better of you, you say certain
Sometimes
things.
we say things
We fly
that
off
we
the
don't
handle.
mean or we're not
Yeah.
going to do certain things, but they come out because you know what? I'm frustrated.
Oh,
and I've
yeah,
been
of
going
course.
through hell. I want to see my kids. And now you're telling me $1,500 and it's just adding to the
They
stress.
always tell your friend you
factor.
want to kick their ass. And you don't-
Exactly,
Yeah.
but you don't necessarily mean.
You don't want to go to jail for telling them that because you don't want to even kick his ass.
Exactly, and that's why we're here, and that's why we're taking the time to talk to you, because they reported there's some threats made, okay? So we have to also determine that, okay, even certain threats that are said, sometimes that could be a crime in itself too, but we're more concerned is, do you really mean them?
I don't even know what they were.
But here's the thing, you're saying, and this is the problem where I'm having right now at this point, because I don't want to be here all night and, wasting any more of your time, because I
Yeah.
know, you got a lot going on as it
I'm not
is.
going to hide anything, so
But
please.
here's the thing is, she's reporting certain things, and what you told us so far kind of lines up with what she said.
Well, tell me what she said.
Well,
You don't have to play a long game.
No, well, I'm not playing a long game here with you. That's why I'm saying I want you to be honest with us.
Mhm.
Because here's the thing that I'm having a problem with. Because
Yeah.
if you can't be honest with a simple thing and admit to say, you know what, hey, I'm pissed, which I completely understand. I would probably be pissed in your situation too, because
I'm admitting I'm
listen,
Yeah.
we work, for government. We know how sometimes certain things could be, especially with the court system. It's a pain in the ass, it's stressful, and it's a bitch, excuse my French, okay? But
I handle it
it's
with grace more
it's
than
the
I don't.
it's the system, and we have to deal with it. And even somebody in your position, you could be be upset about it, you may not like it, but especially if you're trying to see your kids and get your kids back, you got to deal with it. Okay?
I do. That's how life is dealing with it, yeah.
When somebody reports to me that this guy was sitting there cursing up a storm, making all types of statements, and even threats, I could say as a human being, you know what? I can see why. I can understand that.
Yeah.
But you're sitting here now in front of us, you're not saying you made any threats or nothing, so you know, that leads me to also still be concerned that, okay, never mind that he just made a threat, now he probably meant that, and this is something that he might go through with these threats, because he can't sit here and tell us the truth.
I didn't make a threat.
I know, but I'm telling you my position at this
Why
point.
do you think I made a threat, though? Your
This
stance, I made a threat.
No, because
she said
this is what was part
Or
of
you're
the
saying you're looking at something that's a threat.
No, I'm telling you what was reported to us. So these are
So
people.
you believe in her over my story? Because you're
Not
saying
saying
it's
believe,
not
'cause-
lining up. I mean,
I'm telling because let me explain.
okay.
She reports something to us, and you gotta understand these are people that deal with in the court system and deal with people of all shapes and sizes and different backgrounds and are used to things like this. You know.
When I say things, like I'm telling you, I pushed her buttons personally. She called me back and said, "You're a fucking asshole." She went out of her way to call me back at my job, say I'm a fucking asshole, and hang up the phone.
Which I would be pissed
And
about.
then she started emailing me saying things.
Mhm.
So if anything, she's probably making something up to really hang it to me. Because I said, well, what are you going to do, call the feelings police? You think I would be that arrogant if I made a threat? I know I insulted her, I personally offended her, and I was personally offended because she asked me for $1,500 to see my kids. I'm a broke man. I just paid literally every dime I had to the landlord you were talking to about an hour ago, or whatever.
How did you offend her?
I called her like a fucking kidnapper, that kind of stuff, you know?
Okay.
And then I said, you know, at least I'm not the kind of person that tells a father, give me $1,500 to see your kids, and because, mind you, this was in response to her calling me a fucking asshole on the phone.
Granted, I don't get that. Listen, I'll be honest with you, she even admitted that. She told us that she called you an asshole. So she did put that in her report also.
And then she said, she said in the email, these are threats and harassment. Stop, don't email me or call me.
Okay.
Because, well, she emailed me first.
Why would she say that? That's what I'm saying. This
She
is a woman
emailed me first and said,
who's tasked by the courts and who gets paid.
After
to
the phone call,
supervise.
she emailed me. She said, basically, this is going in the report.
Mhm.
Oh wait, I might have emailed her first
Okay.
because she called me a fucking asshole and from a private number. And honestly, the way she did it, I was like, what kind of piece of shit is, you know? Like, okay. First off, when I was told, I did not expect to be told, you know, $1,500.
Of course.
We weren't going too well anyway, because not only because before that she was telling me, well, shit, I'm gonna have my next court hearing before I can even see my kids through this program, you know. And then she told me that, you know, but so she always said, don't be so sharp with me. She said before that even broke down, you know,
Okay.
because of the way I was talking.
How were you talking?
You know, I was like, so what are you saying? You know, like. Oh, so I have to wait 2 weeks now? Like that kind of talk, you know? Like,
So being like a little snide and a little.
yeah, like if you were listening, like I had this indignation towards this, you know?
Okay.
Because the way the mother is running it, it's just terrible, you know? She's keeping me from my kids almost like maliciously, and the court's kind of just, it's a system, and they're just kind of backing her up through it, and I haven't had a chance to get a word in or anything, you know?
Well, let me ask you a question. And I understand it's a system too, and we all deal with it in one way or another.
Yeah.
But me personally, if I have to deal with that system and it affects whether I get to see my kids or not, I'm going to be on my best behavior.
Well, when I called her, it was to schedule it. It was not an argument. It was a little upsetting for me that she said, and like I said, she said, don't be so sharp. It wasn't like I was being, you know.
But that's what I'm saying. It kind of looks like maybe you just, maybe you're having a bad day and then maybe letting your emotions get the best of you, and that's how it started.
Well,
Because
that's
like I said, if I'm calling this lady who's going to help me see my kids,
yeah.
I said, I'm coming, you know.
Well, she was not helping me see my
hand in
kids.
hand.
She's
you know?
assigned that I have to be supervised to see my kids.
Yes.
Which not even is, you know, justified beyond me texting The mother.
Granted, but that's what the court ordered.
Right, so I'm doing that. She's not helping me see my kids. She's just, we were lined up by the courts, you know? And you know, even my attorney, good advice, and my plan was to follow it, you know? Like, just be present with this lady because she's gonna help you in your case, just, you know, just.
But you weren't that way.
Well, I tried to be. As a matter of fact, even before that, we had played a little phone tag, and I said, yeah, and she delayed calling me one day, and I thought, you know, days mattered. This is before I knew there was going to be 3-week delays and stuff. So I said, hey, you know, maybe you didn't hear my voicemail, but yeah, you know, I gave you the number from my job, you know, and just try and call that number, you know, because I don't have service in the building with my phone, like a force field blocks my phone. So. Yeah, maybe she was already off the bat because I said, she's like, I did not hear a number in your voicemail, you know. And I was like, oh, pretty sure you know. It's like, nope, I read it, I listened to it, no number. So, and you know, I was like, okay, that didn't even matter really, but you know, right off the bat, she was like, almost argumentative, you know, almost like she thought my frustration at the system was somehow being translated to her. So she tried to check me on that, and we were kind of civil, and it was fine. And then
it went south?
Did it go south? As in, yeah, like exactly like I told you. She said 3 weeks, and then she said, what do I need? Like, just get to the point, what do I need? And she says, you need this, you need to bring a $1,500 retainer. I said, you know, what are you talking about? And she said, $1,500. I was like, I'm not paying to see my kids and blah, blah, blah. Like, that's fucking crazy, you know? And she was like...
Did she give you an opportunity? Did she say, I'll talk to you, like, to calm down or anything like that? I'll call you back, or I'll call you back in a few minutes, anything like that?
No, because I think she was saying, you know what, goodbye, or I'm hanging up, or something. And I just said, you're a fucking kidnapper or something. And I hung up, you know? And... I guess the next call was her calling my job to say I'm a fucking asshole. Yeah.
Now, Miss Hall, you said that's your attorney? Or what? She was your attorney, right?
Well, she wants to be relieved.
She wants to be relieved?
Why well, I wanted her to be relieved. Because she was ignoring me, you know?
Okay.
And we had an argument before. I
was told she told the courts that she wanted to be relieved. Do you know?
Yeah, we both I wanted her relieved, and then I convinced her to want to be relieved, and then the judge said, no, guys, work on it. And then we were working on it, and then she was like, you know, as this stuff was going on, I was like, you know, I was pointing things out. I went to the court one day, I walked up to the building, I said, hi, I had to file a violation. And they're looking at me like, you have a lawyer? I was like, yeah, I have a lawyer. I was like, well, that's what they do. And I said, yeah, well, she told me I have to do it, you know? And they laughed at me. They got me all this paperwork. You know, I said to her, I was like, I was in the courtroom. You know, your peers were laughing at me. Even they know it was your job to file this, or you know, this violation. And the violation was about the court order saying that I couldn't see my kids on the weekend. And then, you know, she was like, what would you call it? Out to lunch for this whole last scenario, you know. And
she's not your first attorney. Did you have somebody else before?
Yeah.
So you've had several attorneys that have been part of this case?
She's my third.
She's your third. Okay. Were the other ones recuse themselves also?
The first one I told you about when I didn't see my kids and I needed a lawyer to file. Well, he ignored me for 3 months.
Gotcha.
And all he had to do was change the supervised locate from being a location to a person, which he even offered when it was set up. It's like, if it doesn't work out, we'll just have it changed. And I could not talk to anyone. I couldn't call the courts, and I couldn't call Louisa at the time, because Laura would have been a contempt charge, you know? So I didn't. I said, hey, at first started with him. I said, hey, can you...
Which is the way it is now, right? Because you got a new order of protection and you can't have no contact with either of them, right?
No, I can have contact with the kids. That's what the supervised visits are for.
But there's order of protection now, wasn't there? July issue one, a new one.
Yeah, when the last time she reported my text,
Okay. So that's like
They put the kids on it
set
too.
for a supervised visit.
they put the kids on it too. Yeah.
All right. Well, did you mention anybody at the courthouse? Any of the other attorneys or like the judge itself to Carmen in your conversation?
Not that I know of.
Okay.
So it wasn't that long of a conversation.
All right.
Yeah, this is from Friday.
Yeah.
Did you
I
mention,
mean, meaning I don't like have that many details remembered about it.
all right, did you mention anything about the judge there that presiding your? Actually, do you know the judge who's sitting over your case?
Was Katz?
Yes.
I might have said like she doesn't really know the situation, or she hasn't really talking to me yet, or I don't know. I don't even know where the conversation went with her yet. So like you're sluicing it out slowly.
Oh no!
You're reminding me as you do this.
Well, I want you to tell me. I'm not.
Well, I'm telling you.
That's why I just asked you.
I don't know.
That's my question. So.
I feel like you're saying that these things were discussed, and I'm saying it wasn't that, it was so mundane, basically.
Okay, well, what was discussed? What came up about Judge Katz, about Miss Katz?
Nothing that I really specifically remember. I mean, if the judge came up, it would have been about, I don't know.
Well, you just said
order, maybe? I don't know.
Okay.
You want me to just say no? Because I don't know.
I want you
The
to tell me,
truth is I
tell me
don't know.
what. You're the other party in that conversation. So I talked to one person already.
Yeah.
You're the other party, so that's why,
So if I did, you have to remind me. But no.
Okay. That's what I'm reminding you. I'm reminding you there was a part in your conversation that Judge Katz was brought up. So you need to tell me what came up in that part of the conversation.
I don't honestly remember.
Okay, that's fine. You don't remember, you don't remember. But she came up at one point.
You're saying so.
I'm asking.
She's saying so.
I'm asking.
So most likely then is the case. If you are saying that, like I said, I don't remember, so.
Well, that's what she told me, so.
Okay.
So she did, or you?
I'm not hiding anything, I'm telling you the truth.
Well, you're not telling me nothing, so I want you
Yeah.
to.
Do you
My
remember,
question
or-
is, Judge Katz came up in your conversation with Carmen. Can you give me how it came up, or how she came up, the context of that part of the conversation?
I don't remember.
You don't remember, okay. Fine. All right.
In other words, so this is brought forward to our attention, right? And we're following up. We're not like making this up as we go along. This is conversations that somebody is putting pen to paper and saying what you said. Okay, and people that you brought up, namely a judge and other attorneys and stuff, and threats that were made.
I would never threaten a fucking judge, are you
So
fucking nuts?
how is it that all these other people though are
You tell me.
corroborating this? That's why I'm wondering. This is
I would never,
Friday.
I never threatened anybody, much less a fucking judge.
Why would she say that you did? Why would somebody do that? In other words, you're not in the best way because of everything
I
you're
don't
going
know.
through.
You
right?
tell me right now what is said about me.
But why would somebody?
No. Tell me what the fuck you're saying is said
I
about
want
me.
to know why would
No,
they
no,
say
no,
that
no,
about
no,
you?
no.
Especially a conversation from Friday. You would remember.
Someone said I threatened a judge.
In the
Listen,
conversation.
there were threats made, yes, there were.
Yeah.
I never threatened a
So,
judge.
tell me what happened.
I never threatened a judge. I don't know.
Okay.
This is absolutely ridiculous. Are you charging me with threatening a fucking judge?
Listen,
No.
here's the thing. We're asking the questions, okay?
You're
I
interrogating me. I know
want you-
exactly how these go.
I want
know what
you
you're
to tell
doing.
me what happened. We're talking to you. Yes, we're sitting here, you're sitting there, we're talking to you. This is your opportunity to tell us your side of the story. I wasn't there on that phone. I wasn't sitting
My
there
side of
with
the
you.
story
was
is
sitting
I
there
didn't threaten
with
a
her.
judge.
Okay.
Nor do I even remember mentioning the judge, and if I did, it was in
Did you
context
threaten
of...
Carmen?
Nope. Did not threaten anybody.
Why did you say you threatened her?
Don't know why she threatened. Why she thinks I threatened her.
Did you call her a cunt?
Out loud, or in a text, I doubt it. But I might have said it as I was hanging up, or I don't know. It's a go-to word.
It's a go-to word for you.
Well, it's a go-to outrage word, because it's just... When you're saying the worst things, it splits out, you know?
So it's possible
Understandable.
that it came out. Whatever.
It's just a profanity.
That's fine.
Like,
Okay.
if maybe a polite person would say jerk, and I would say that, you know?
Okay.
All right. So again, why would they say that you said this?
I don't know why they would say I threatened anybody.
That's a serious allegation.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
So why would this woman say this?
I don't know.
And also, in terms of
I never
her
heard the judge.
conversation with you, listen,
Yeah.
from Friday.
You need to fill me in now because
Well,
now you're
we
accusing
are.
me of this.
We are.
I
We
know,
are
we're
informing
going
you.
over
We are.
it.
We're talking here, aren't we? And we.
No, because this is a
Back to
serious
what we're
thing, and I
talking
would
about.
never do something like that.
Okay.
I would call a girl a cunt. I'll tell her to rot in hell. I would never, whatever you're trying to accuse me of here.
We're just trying to understand,
You know,
like, somebody made this allegation.
Yeah.
It's very serious, obviously,
it's an
right?
allegation, and it's
Yeah.
unfounded.
Well, it's being investigated.
Okay,
That's a part of this. This is why we're here,
okay.
okay? So why would somebody say that? That has nothing, there's nothing for them to gain to say that about you.
To
It's
hurt
not like
me?
your ex-girlfriend saying this.
Because she's offended. If she would say that I did that, then that's to hurt me.
Who?
Why? What
That
would
you
her
bring-
benefit
why would
to
you-
be
why
to
would she
her?
make it
Yeah.
up?
But there's no benefit for her. She's not, like, I could see if your ex said this and
Because
wanted
she
to go
was-
back at you because
Because
she's
she couldn't.
vindictive.
Well, because I don't know. She didn't even mention that to me. She didn't say
Let me
it.
explain
She
something.
didn't mention to me that I was threatening anybody. She said I was harassing her.
Okay, you were
Her.
harassing her. How were you harassing her?
Yeah, how are you harassing
Just
her?
by calling her cunt,
By,
maybe?
by
Is that
text,
it?
by texting her. Yeah, I said you're a fucking kidnapper, maybe a cunt. I don't remember saying that.
You threatened to kill her?
No,
No?
nope. I didn't threaten anybody, especially a judge.
Okay. Oh, I'm asking about Carmen first.
Nope.
Okay. Why would she say that?
If she said that, then I will press charges on her.
Why would she say that? Why would she make that up? If you're saying you didn't say that,
I don't know why
that's
she
a
would do
lie.
that.
Why
Maybe
would
I
she
hurt
say
her
that?
feelings, if
Okay.
anything.
So,
I'm not a fucking idiot.
did you threaten to kill your attorney?
Nope.
Okay. Did you threaten to kill the judge?
Nope.
All right.
Did you speak out about the judge to her?
Nope.
Because out of frustration.
I said she doesn't know. I might have said, and believe me, I have had conversations with a lot of people. And if I said anything about the judge, I probably would have said, you know, it's a run like a McDonald's drive-through in there, you know, like, it's just, you know, venting the way I feel about it. Like, she probably barely knows my name and that kind of stuff. Yeah, what a,
But would you have said anything about, I want to kill the judge?
no. Absolutely not. That's, I would walk into a police station like this then. What, that's
Let me
the
ask you a
stupidest thing in the
question.
fucking world.
Part of it, she also said something about you knew how to find them. You remember saying something like that? Like, oh,
No.
I know how to find them?
Absolutely not.
You mentioned something about having a plan?
Nope.
No?
Absolutely not.
See, these are very detailed things.
Yeah.
That's why it's like, and again, I'm giving you the benefit of the doubt.
None of
This
these
is
things were
somebody-
said.
but-
Plans and
But here's my point, exactly. Why would somebody that has nothing to benefit to you, she's got no animosity towards you. I could see if your
that's
ex
none of
said
my business
something.
then, because I,
Your ex would, if anybody would have vindictiveness towards you,
Yeah.
it would be the person that you're in court with.
Maybe because I
that
told
you're
her to
in
burn-
court because
because I
you're
told her I wanted her to burn
taking
in
your
hell.
kids away.
maybe because I told her I wanted to burn in hell.
Yeah, but
I
that's
called
not
her an
enough
ethnic kidnapper.
to make up, to say, oh, and he, by the way, this is something else he said, and blah, blah, blah.
Yeah.
And added all these people to it.
Well, I know I'm
And
not
all these
threatening the
other
judge.
people are-
I know I don't have a plan or said I had a plan.
Are
I know I don't know where people
Are
live.
attorneys afraid of you, any of your former attorneys?
They shouldn't be. One I
Are
did.
they?
One I
Are
found.
they? Are they?
No, not that I know of.
Why do they
Why-
refuse
why-
themselves?
yeah.
The
Because
first,
none of them want to deal with you.
the first one was I wanted him gone.
Well, even this last one, Hall, doesn't want to deal
What
with
do
you.
you mean you wanted him gone? What? He wasn't,
Because he ignored me for 3 months, and then I sent him an email, because this is about seeing my kid. I said, look, you haven't answered me for 3 months, and this is before I even knew I couldn't fire him. I said, you're fired. And after ignoring me for maybe like 2.5 months, they answered in like 10 minutes on that one. And then it went downhill from there. I said, he said, look, I'm working diligently. It's like, no, you could have filed something 3 months ago with a phone call, basically. I could have seen my kids, and you didn't even answer me. You even called me and said you'd call me back, and didn't call me back, like on multiple occasions. So that was, I said, I don't want to work with you. I don't have any faith in you,
and the most recent attorney, Mrs. Hall?
it was the same sort of thing. She went on vacation, she went on this, and then this thing came up, and I said, will you do something? And it just got to the point where I was like, you suck, and I don't have any faith in you.
Did you ever threaten her?
No. Like,
Anything.
is she saying I'm threatening her too?
I'm wondering, did you ever threaten her or make her feel like she was scared?
I might have. She wouldn't do work and she wouldn't quit. So I was texting her, calling her names. I said, "What's your address?" And that's literally what I said.
What do you mean, like, what's your address?
Just to
fuck with her?
Yeah, and that was definitely stupid.
Is that frustration?
It was out of frustration. It was out of her, and then she said, "You know what? This is too far. I'm gonna go to the bar and see if I can get my legal obligations." And I said, "Good. You know, that's exactly what I want. I don't want you representing me. I didn't want you the last time. The judge put us back together again."
Oh, you had her and then you
Yeah,
didn't?
you think I'm like unreasonable, but it's like all I'm trying to do is like, I don't know. I get frustrated, but I've gone through this for a year. I'm squeaky clean. I haven't hurt anyone, threatened anyone, and I'm not going to hurt anyone. I'm not going to threaten anyone. I just want to see my kids. I get walls up. I get attorneys who won't help, and I lash out verbally.
Have you, when you last wanted to see your kids, or sometime in June,
Yeah.
whenever it was, did you mention anything to your brother? Did you ever give your brother ask you for the rifle?
I asked him
to hold it.
No, it was at his house.
Okay.
Because that's where I was shooting it.
Okay.
So he had your rifle?
It was just at his house because that's just where it ended up.
Okay.
So what happened?
Months before this issue came up,
Mm-hmm.
we had a falling out, and I asked him, I want my rifle, and
What happened?
he ignored me, and
Was this on the day you were supposed to go see your kids?
yeah, well, you know what? I explained that to him too. And I was like, motherfucker, I just went through all this, and I'm looking at my text. I'm going off on this lady. I'm looking at my brother, and I thought I had to talk to the judge about this because this is like going to be in the fact finding hearing. I'm looking at him. I'm looking at my last text that he ignored me, and I'm just like, this motherfucker, And I said again, not connecting any of the two. But he said, "What's it for?" I was like, "Just because it's mine and I want it." And the timing of it, and then he called Louisa or whatever and said, I'm trying to get my gun. And then I heard that, and then that's when she stopped the visits and stuff.
Okay.
So I called him, and that went to a fucking screaming match. I was like, "You stupid motherfucker. Had nothing to do with fucking anything. Like, I wouldn't, I'm not trying to hurt anyone. I don't want to hurt anyone. I just want my fucking gun. I've been trying to get you for months to give it to me,
So it wasn't just that day?
No, it's a rifle. It's not,
Yeah.
I'm not.
But why that day? Because they made it seem,
Because I was frustrated, I was like, I'm going through that. I'm hanging up with a lawyer. My kids were ripped up. I'm looking at his fucking name. I'm looking at him ignore me. The reason I'm not talking to him is because of all this stuff and the falling out of my family,
And so you decide that day, I want my gun back?
I was following through. No, I was following through on what I was asking him, and then he was ignoring me for months, And honestly, can I tell you the truth? I stopped talking to my family because I asked my mother for money last summer to help me get a car, get a lawyer, set up, and not even money. I said, look, I can't get a loan because I owe tax money.
Yeah.
They just won't even look at me. Will you just, there's no problem paying it. Will you co-sign for me or something? Just help me out because I need, and I also thought I needed to buy a lawyer at the time to start this case. All right. So she got back to me and said, she didn't even she just turned it down. Like, I just don't think we should. I was like, you didn't look into it or consider it as a loan.
Should they give you a reason?
Yeah, so it was very emotional, and I actually kind of needed that, and I didn't really have anywhere else to get it, so I went without it, and then I stopped. I went from, I wish you did, to the point where it's like, I can't believe you didn't, and then it evolved, and then I devolved with my brother to the point I wasn't talking to him. And I think, honestly, asking for the rifle, I didn't have any other reason or way to talk to them, and I just wanted to be like, It was how I was reaching out to my family again. I want them to fucking argue with me or
Do you,
care about me or do something.
do you talk to anybody in your family right now? Any
No.
support?
So you
You
say
have nobody?
My family?
Yeah.
So you say you were looking for attention, that's why you asked for the rifle?
I would say, well, months before that, I was trying to communicate with my brother because he sent me a Merry Christmas after we weren't talking, and I didn't respond to it, and I would kind of have guilt about that. But I didn't ever want to come to him and say, I'm sorry, or, because I felt like you guys are just, like, you're all hugs and kisses, like, don't you care that, she's basically betraying me this way with the kids and the custody, like, so I didn't want to need them anymore, but I still need my family, so
Of course.
I would say months before that was, and it's very unfortunate now that it was a rifle issue. It could have been my fucking lawnmower, my weed whacker and leaf blower,
So did
But-
you talk to your brother at all?
No, because when I found out he did that, it was like, we got a screaming
When you
match.
called Louisa, let her know.
Yeah, I was like,
What's
fine.
why do you
I can see
find
that.
the need to
No, I was
I mean,
going to say
that's-
that. I get the connection.
You get the connection, right? So, I mean,
Yeah.
why does your brother, who's your family, you call him, asking him to get your rifle back in the day, you're supposed to pick up your kids to see him, and it gets
Yes.
him to a point where he's got to call their mother and say, hey, listen, and warn her basically, hey, he's looking to get his rifle back today.
Because
How
that's
does it get
exactly
that
how
way?
it looks. You're right. And that's why I argued with him. I was like, you stupid motherfucker. I've been asking
did you make threats to him that day too?
the brother probably. It's gonna look,
Well, I'm asking. This
Why?
is what came up in our
Not threats.
investigation.
Like I was saying, fuck your family. I don't give a fuck. Like not threats. Like I'm gonna hurt anybody or anything.
Is your brother, he talks to Louisa?
I think because I wouldn't tell him why I wanted it, and because I was like the last time I was like, give me my, I guess he was alarmed.
Does he still have it?
He should still have it.
Okay. Was that the only?
And he said, I'm going to drop it off at a police station. I was like, fine, like I don't have any, it's not about harm, I don't.
Well, I'm happy to hear that, but you have to understand, us as
No, I get that.
detectives and investigating this,
Yeah.
I get information like that, and this is all starting to line up, and it doesn't look good,
Well, it looks like I asked my brother for my gun the same day I argued with Louisa.
Right. All right.
But it doesn't mean anything. That gun, it's just a symbol of something. I don't even have the clip. You know where the clip is? The clip's hidden in an apartment in a house that he rents. Not hidden, but just in a safe spot from kids. I couldn't even load the fucking thing, So it's not like I just wanted, and it's really the only thing I have of value that's in my name. Honestly, I don't have anything. Everything I had is gone. I have like the futon, and I took my old TV. It's literally the only way back in, with the exception of, because everything else I told him, because when we moved out, I moved out, I left a bunch of stuff to be junked, Some of it was furniture and stuff, like a bike and lawn tools and stuff. And I said, back then, I was like, whatever's there, just get rid of it or sell it. I don't want anything to do with it. So literally, the only connection I had was that fucking gun. And that's why it was the gun issue.
Let me ask you this question.
Yep.
Do you find at times, maybe sometimes, it's difficult to control your emotions? Do you find trouble
Yes
with that
and no.
sometimes?
I mean, like every human being, but not like, do I do anything uncontrollable? No. I
I'm
think
just actually, do you feel that way sometimes? You let your emotions get the better of you?
no more than anybody else.
Do you feel like because of this case that's going on, that you just...
I have no patience.
It's just gotten worse because of what you've been dealing with?
Yeah, it's just stress and,
It's like it just keeps piling up.
Yeah, but you're thinking I'm like devolving into something. I'm not, I'm just like, everything is, let me see my kids. Boom. What the fuck do you mean, Like, I speak that way. I don't.
Well, here's the thing, Stephen. Somebody in your position can't be speaking to people like that who deal with the courts and stuff like that.
But, well,
when you want something from them.
Yeah, well, as
If
far as,
if I want,
that's the thing.
if I want her to buy dinner tonight,
Yeah.
I'm gonna be, hey, listen, I'm gonna write the report.
That's what I know what
You
I
know, you
say,
gotta
and I
listen to
know,
somebody.
I don't cross the line that you're trying to find, you know?
Oh, it kind of seems like you did. You know, I mean, you're not admitting to making any threats about anybody, but still, what you're telling us lines up with what she said in your conversation. You know, calling her a bitch or a fat cunt or, you know, fat bitch or cunt, stuff like that. I hope you burn in hell. Mm-hmm. That's not a conversation. That's not the way you talk to somebody who is connected to the courts, where you're petitioning to get custody, not only just get custody of, but even just trying to see your kids.
Was that crime that I lost my cool and...
It's a crime when you make threats to
It wasn't
kill people.
I did not threaten to kill people, so no.
Okay.
You're not going to say that, because it's not true.
That's what's been reported.
That's not true.
Okay. Tell me, how did it come up in the conversation, something about you know how to find people?
I never said that.
You never said that. That's a lie.
I know how to find people?
Yeah.
Who did I say that to?
Carmen, in your conversation on Friday on the phone.
No.
That didn't come up in any way?
I know how to find people?
Yeah, referring to either her, to the judge.
No.
Okay.
Absolutely not.
And what's this about a plan she mentioned?
Nope.
That you said?
Absolutely not.
You never had anything like that?
Absolutely not.
Okay. Anything that you could have said that she may have mistaken?
What do you mean?
I'm trying to say, because she said that in your threats,
I don't know
you mentioned something like that.
No.
So I'm trying to say...
I haven't even threatened her, so much less details of any threats in the threats. You know?
Okay. Where does your brother live?
You know, he moved from the last time I started talking to him.
Oh, so you don't know right now?
It's not in Newburgh, it's it's a townhouse.
Okay.
I don't know the address.
When are you supposed to go back to court?
August 28th. I mean, October 28th.
So when you go back, you don't even have an attorney right now.
Well, she'll probably be there, you know. And honestly, I wish I could smooth it out. It's just like, you know, I get not angry, depressed, and then I text her. It's like, why didn't you do anything? You know, like I'll get responses like, I don't do business on text. You know, like you said you were going to file a violation. You didn't. Why didn't you do that? No response. You know, and it's just I don't know. I feel like I can't walk away from it, but I just want to walk away from her. It's like you're just a piece of shit. You're just a fucking parasite. You know, you're collecting your state money off of me. You're gonna do the bare minimum. You're basically acting like a court clerk for the judge. You're not acting like my representative. You're not even hearing me out. You know, it's like, and like, you know, I'm not even being irrational. I'm saying, look, they're saying this whole thing came down over that violation, or like, you're saying that I wasn't allowed to see them for overnights. Blah blah blah. Those stupid details. You know, it's like. Why can't you point that out? You know, why can't you do something like? So yeah. I'm mad. I'm not dangerous, and I don't threaten people, and I don't hurt people.
Listen, I mean, I understand the frustration. I understand you being mad. I don't understand why people would say you did something, threaten them. If you didn't do that.
I didn't.
Because they have nothing to gain from that.
I didn't.
Then I don't know why they would say that.
Me either.
You know?
I would like to know
That's very
too.
serious.
I would like to know too. I'd like to know exactly what they're saying I said.
They said you threatened to kill them.
That's a lie. That is an absolute lie. I never threatened to kill anyone. Even if I wanted to kill someone, I wouldn't threaten to kill them, you know? I'm not an idiot. And I don't want to kill anybody. And I'm a harmless person. I always have been. I always will be. I may have run my mouth, may have scared her, and I apologize.
Well, did you run your mouth and threaten her?
Nope.
Because then...
No. I probably offended her at the most.
Well, these are people, like, for example, this woman has been working in this industry a long time.
Yeah.
And she's been offended
Probably didn't
by
have
a
a
lot.
conversation.
She's been offended, let me just finish. She's been offended by a lot of people.
Mm-hmm.
Okay? And, you know, it's not like it's her first rodeo, you know? She's been around a long time. For her to take it to the level where she felt it and relay
She
the
said I was
messages.
sharp, so.
Relay, no.
That's not what she said to
She
us.
said, we wouldn't
Yeah.
be here if she said you were being snide or sharp
Or
or
rude,
whatever.
or just cursed
You know,
at her.
snarky, whatever, you
She's
know.
saying
She didn't like your
crazy things,
attitude, you know. We wouldn't be here.
She told me she was gonna
Go ahead.
call the cops, that I was threatening, harassing her. And I said, what, the feelings police? Because I didn't threaten to harass her or threaten
Yeah.
anybody.
So like
Why
I
would
said,
she even make up-
this woman wouldn't be, she's not the type to, this is one of the first times she's ever done this in all her career.
I never threatened anybody.
And
so I
felt
don't
it
know.
important enough to relay to other people that you had referenced in the conversation, namely a judge. So
I never threatened
for
anybody.
her to relay that,
I never
it's
threatened
that in
anybody.
her head, she's perceived as, and
Do you have this recorded phone call?
that you threatened her.
Do you have the phone call recorded?
I'm
What we
asking
did.
you.
I want to, because I want to hear it too. I want to know what you're saying, I'm saying.
Well, here's the thing. Let's just say if she did record a phone call.
Yeah.
I mean, that's part of the reason why she hung up and called you back.
What do you mean?
Well, to record it.
To record what?
Your conversation with her.
She only called back to call me a fucking asshole, and then she hung up.
Okay.
This is when she called me.
Let's
Listen,
just
I'll
say
give you
she-
something.
Let's just say, what if she did
I'll give you
record it?
something.
What's on the
This
recording?
woman did give you an opportunity. Do you recognize this? That to calm down, that she was going to call you back, or that you need to calm down to cool out, right?
She did not say that.
Okay.
What's the thing? You called her right first, I think, on a Tuesday, right? Left a message, right? You to get in touch with her?
Probably.
Okay, and even in that,
Tuesday or
you left,
Wednesday.
you left kind of a rude message with her. You were obviously...
It was not rude at her. It was rude at
Okay, you were
that
agitated.
situation.
Okay, so you were agitated. You were upset, definitely, about the situation.
That is not
So-
a crime. And it was not. It was not.
I'm not saying it was.
I told her
Here's the thing.
She responded to it in
Can I
kind.
finish? Can I finish?
If you want to, go ahead.
So, you call her on a Tuesday,
Yeah.
let's just say, and you were obviously visibly agitated or upset, whether it was with her or the situation, whatever it be, but you left a message for her. And then I guess it was a couple of days before she got in touch with you. So in those couple of days, on our point, that's some time to calm down. And like I said, we're human beings. We know the whole situation is
I was calm.
difficult. Obviously not calm enough because you
No.
still got into it on Friday.
Yeah. You want? Then can I tell you then what happened?
Yes.
I said to her, ran something like, yeah, I'm forced to be with you,
Mm-hmm.
that kind of stuff. I like to schedule it. She voicemailed me back, said she missed me, and I don't know, she said, I don't know, maybe you're saying something about you don't want to see your kids or something, like, I don't know why you'd say that. So that was a misunderstanding from her part in her response. So when I called her back, it was another voicemail. I think that's when I left my work number. And I said, and just to clarify, I of course want to see my kids. I was talking about the situation with, the courts and being forced to be, supervised with my own kids or something like that. Nothing to do with my desire to see my kids. And then that was a hang up. And then the next call was her saying, or maybe an email, I don't know if it was a voicemail or an email, she's saying, hi, I tried to reach you, call me back at half hour, and I said, maybe you didn't notice, but I left the work number, I can't, And then when she finally did call me, she said, I did not hear that voicemail where you left the number. I said, are you pretty sure? She said, yeah, and I said, well, I did leave it. She said, nope, it's not there. And I said, okay. And then we started talking about the intake. And I don't know exactly any big details, but we got to the point where I said, well, I was trying to get it for, to see my kids Friday. She says, well, no, I can't see you till Wednesday, and then once we do that, we can see the mother when she's ready to come in. And I was like, what do you mean? Like, so she volunteers for this? Like, I have to wait for her? And she was like, well, this is a court-ordered thing. And I said, well, okay. And then after that goes on, then you have to do your thing, and then it's going to be like 3 weeks then, you're saying, right? And she's like, well, these things take a long time. I was like, well, forget it. Let's just, whatever, If Wednesday's the earliest, then what time on Wednesday can I see you? And she started saying when, and she told me, you have to bring whatever, and you have to bring a $1,500 retainer, and that's when I lost my cool, and I said, what the fuck are you talking about, a $1,500 retainer?
Mm-hmm.
She's like, you have to give me $1,500 for this service. And I said,
We got all that. We already went through that, Steve. We got all that.
That's the conversation that I remember. There's
That you
nothing else.
remember?
Yep.
Okay.
That's
I'm gonna be honest with you. She recorded it. Like, she's been doing this for 20 years.
Okay.
Okay. She's the director herself of that.
What did I
company,
say that's
okay?
okay then?
You threatened to kill her. You threatened to kill the judge.
I did not.
You threatened to kill your lawyer.
You're lying.
You called them all. Like I said, I'm going off the top of my head.
You're lying.
Like you said, the cunt word and everything else. And like I said,
not threatening to kill
you did
anyone.
allude to, I know how to find people. You know.
You're not
Don't worry, I got a
did not.
plan. You said.
No, I did not. That's a fucking lie.
All right. Listen, I'm not here to make this stuff up. Like
That's
I said,
all right. I never
she's
said
been
those
doing this.
things.
She's contracted.
I never said those
She's
things.
well, listen. She recorded it. It's on recording. So she's got a contract with the Westchester County for over 20 years.
I've
She
never
does
said
this
those
for New
things.
York City, so that's why she said herself.
never
Like I
said those things.
She's an older woman. She's been doing this for 20 years. This ain't the first time she's had to record a conversation. Actually, it's their policy. It's their practice.
I never said those
Especially
things.
on
If you're
initial
saying- if you're saying I said those
especially
things,
on initial
then I'm being lied
contacts
to.
and even first initial visits too, they always record them. So that's
Fine. I have nothing to hide in the recording.
so that's the deal.
No, I did not say those things. Show me the recording.
We haven't. I'm not
Let
going
me
to sit
hear
here
it.
and play with you. No, no need to. You were there. Listen, I
didn't say those
here's the thing. This is the thing for us.
I didn't say those things.
Look,
No.
This, you know.
I never tried to kill
everybody-
anybody. I never said I had a plan.
You did.
No, I did not.
You did. I heard it. Like I said, I didn't listen to the whole conversation because I didn't need to.
I did not.
Once I hear the threats, that's fine.
You're wrong.
So I'm not wrong.
I did not say those things.
I'm not wrong.
I did not say those things.
Not wrong.
I want to hear the audio.
Here's the thing. So I
Can I hear the audio?
wanted to sit down because listen, like I told you before, I was honest about. I understand why you would say those things.
Yeah.
As a father, as somebody going through the system.
I want to tell you as a father,
Hold
I
on.
would not say those things.
Hold on, you said them.
I did not.
Okay. I understand being upset. I understand even saying those things. So that's why we as detectives want to sit down and talk to you to see if there's somebody who's going to man up and say, you know what, I fucked up.
I did not say
But
that.
hold on, I'm sorry. You know what, I said I said I was going to kill her. I said I'm going to shoot at the place, whatever the case may be. But I didn't mean it.
Exactly.
I was upset. You know what, Mike, I haven't seen my kids for months. You know? Then what we would say, that makes sense. That's a man who doesn't intend to kill anybody,
I'm not saying
who
those
doesn't
things.
intend to kill a judge or a lawyer or whatever, this woman, okay? That's just a man, a father.
I never threatened to kill
Let me
anyone. You don't have a
finish.
recording of that.
That's just a man who is going through a hard time, who's going through a divorce. Listen, you're not the first one, you're not going to be the last one. Everybody has family issues, stuff like this, and we've done this a lot of times, and like I said, I wasn't lying when I say I don't sympathize and I don't understand why you would behave that way, why you would say those things. But you sat here for us for all this time now, and you bullshitted us, and you lied,
Nope.
and you didn't come out and
Didn't lie
tell
once.
us.
Didn't lie
Hold
once.
on, you didn't come out and just be honest and say, hey, you know what, I fucked up.
You're wrong.
This is what I said. I'm not wrong.
You're
I'm not
wrong.
wrong, okay?
I
It's
did not
just-
say those
I'm not
things.
going to play the game and
I did not say those
and
things.
waste any more time. You said them, and listen, I said, here, I don't know you, but just from the time I can tell, listen, you are, and I'm going to
I did
equate
not
it
say
to
those
you
things.
going a lot because I don't know you, but you're obviously upset. You do kind of fly off a little bit to it, and again, I can understand all that.
I did not threaten.
And you know what, and I can make an excuse for that.
And if you're
But-
recording like we hear, because I
Hey,
have no fear of that
It's,
recording.
it'll come out, but like I said,
No
that's
fear of
the
that
whole thing.
recording. I would love to hear it.
You know what, Steve? I mean, I get it, but
I get that you,
Listen,
I give you
that's-
warnings, but as
that's-
far as being threatening to killing people, no.
well, listen, that's you said what you said, and it's okay. See, that's your position. That's fine, and you don't have to. It doesn't matter to me. You don't have to be honest with me. You know, at this point, you know, she made a complaint. We have the recordings, and you know, we have enough to charge. Like I said it, and at this point,
for-
really, what I want to know is, you know, is this
You have enough to charge. I didn't say.
Is this the type of man who's actually going to do this? Is this somebody that we're going to have to worry about? You know, that's why I want to sit down and talk to you and see if we could get at least some honesty from you.
You're looking for some sort of confession
here's the
or something I
thing.
didn't do.
I don't need a confession. I could have charged you 2 hours ago, whatever the case may be, an hour
I didn't
ago,
do it.
when we started this. I don't
I
need a
can't lie to
confession.
you.
That's not
I
why.
can't lie to you.
Okay,
I did
because
not
I
threaten to
care.
kill anybody. I
You
did
did.
not threaten to make a plan. No, I
You
did not.
did. You
I like to
did.
hear the audio recording.
You did.
I know it is.
You did. And listen, this is their policy. This is a company. This is, what is it,
You heard the recording yourself when I was threatening
So
to kill
listen,
people?
here's
Yeah.
the thing.
What did I say?
I told you what you said. You
I wanna
threatened-
hear it.
The
you threatened-
opportunity
Listen, I'm not going to go
tell us
over
why you said
the
it.
exact words, but you threatened to kill the judge, you threatened her, you mentioned your fucking plan, or having be, have,
I did
able
not,
to.
not only did I not do that, my
locate
recollection of
something,
it, I did not do that.
All right, you don't have recollection of it, but I'm just telling you what.
I mean, no, absolutely not. I never said those things. That's a foolish thing to say.
Listen, there were things that you said that you
Why would I
don't remember
say
from
those
last week. Oh, I could have said that.
Why would you call her a cunt? Why would you call her a fat
Yeah, because
bitch?
I remember those things. I don't remember.
You remember what's
your
convenient.
allegations.
You remember what's convenient for you. And said you.
No,
Listen,
you're calling me a liar.
let me
That's what you're
explain.
saying.
Let me explain.
You're calling me a
Now,
liar.
listen, it is
I have
perfectly
to-
normal.
I have to stand my ground here, I'm sorry.
Yeah, people give a little bit, and to see how much it knows and see what's going on, because nobody ever comes out and admits everything all that in the beginning.
No, I know how interrogations work.
Right.
I think that's going on, but I came here telling the truth straight
Okay,
up.
some people, oh, you did it. You did it. Because again, like I
I
said,
never threatened anybody.
there's proof of the conversation. Like I said,
Play it for me.
I don't have to. I don't have to. I'm not. And like I said, I'm not going to waste the time anyway, too. Because like I said, I wanted to see who I'm dealing with, and that's what you showed. I mean, you're not even admitting to what you did.
I didn't do anything.
That's fine. Listen, it is what it is. And again, I told you, if you come out and
Can I
fucking
go?
give me a reason that hey, I fucked up.
I did not fuck up.
I was upset. Again, I understand that.
No, I never
But you sat here and
threatened
lied to our faces the whole time.
anybody. I've never lied to you
So,
once.
it makes me
Never
think
lied to
that,
you once.
you know what, this probably is a dangerous guy. This probably is a
You're wrong.
violent guy, or
True,
obviously, you're somebody who doesn't have control of his emotions.
It's not true.
Okay, it is true, because we
It's
see
not
the way
true.
you behave today.
How am I behaving today?
Okay? You look at you. You're angry. You were even shaking.
I'm
before.
at a police station.
Okay, you're cursing. What does that mean?
What does that mean?
You're in a police station, yeah. That's
Being-
an excuse to be
Yeah, because
upset
I'm
and
being
emotional.
falsely accused of crimes.
Okay, and even in your own conversation, for what you just admit, that's not the way you behave and talk to somebody. But the stuff that you even just admitted to, that's not how you act. That's
First
not how you
Amendment is how I act,
You got
yeah.
3 attorneys who freaking recuse themselves because they don't want to deal with you because they're afraid of you.
You don't know the whole story.
Okay,
right? That's
I got,
what it is.
okay, maybe I don't know the whole story. Granted, but still, 1, granted, I'll give you the benefit of the doubt. 2, all right, I know how the courts work. Even some of the legal aid attorneys.
I'm not going to give you
You're
a
not
to threatening anybody.
I don't want you to at this point. I don't even want to talk to you anymore. I don't care at this point. That's not that's not it. So I'm just telling you what I see from it. Okay, so this way we're clear.
Yeah.
Okay, so like I said, 2, I can see legal aid, not being the best attorneys. You know what they say, you get what you pay for. But 3 attorneys, and one of them even, I heard the last one even filed a police report against you.
I filed a grievance on him. He didn't file a police report on me.
No, Miss Hall, the new one.
She didn't file a police report on me.
I'm being told she did.
Well, she probably did because I asked for her address.
Okay, well.
Well, that in and of itself
It's
is
foolish.
intimidating.
Foolish.
And that
Because I wanted her to quit.
that intimates that
It was
you're
just for her to quit.
gonna. Why
Why
would
would
you
you fire her? You don't want somebody to do something, you can fire her.
She had to go and ask for a legal obligation.
Come on, Steve, stop it. Okay, stop.
Listen, if I'm the attorney and you say that to me, what does that tell me?
And
What do you need to know my address for?
And she
Other than
filed
you want
through.
to intimidate me.
no, because I wanted to talk to her.
Bullshit.
You want to talk to her? You're going to go to her house and talk to her?
Listen,
You're on the phone with her.
listen. Your kids are important to you. Do you love your kids?
Like I said, I was messing with her inappropriately.
Yeah. You messing with her?
I'll admit to that, 100%. Asking for her
That is
address
along the
was
lines, and that coincides with everything else that's going
But I
on
don't-
here. Unfortunately, you don't want to recognize it.
I don't want to harm anybody.
Your kids are
No,
important.
but you know what? That's why I want, listen, that's what I want to hear from
Yes.
you. No, but that's what I want to hear. Say, listen, detectives, you know what? Yeah, I did say I was going to kill people, but I do
did not
not.
say that, though.
Okay.
I could say I know where you live, but you know what? I'm angry. I only said it because you guys are fucking with me. All this whole time, this whole court proceedings and shit is pissing me off.
Asking her address
Yeah, because you were pissed off.
because I wanted her to quit.
Okay, whatever. You don't need her
That's
quit.
a form
You
of
fire her.
intimidation when you ask somebody for their
Yeah.
address, okay? When you're sitting there, you're the client.
That's threatening.
We were on good terms many times. It wasn't that serious.
Okay.
Okay, it's serious enough for her to report
It
it.
was like, you're ignoring me. What's your address?
Listen, what's the common denominator here with all of these people? You.
No, I understand from your point of
Do you
view.
understand?
And I understand to some extent.
How are you going to get back to being in the right way with your kids? How are you going to get back to being with your kids if this keeps going on?
That's
Hey,
what-
that way.
Well,
How are you going to get back to that?
because
You
if
were
I can have a
gonna
trial,
keep
I can
pushing.
show and wait. I've gone 8 months in silence, following court orders, going to work, being a good person, not bothering anyone, saying, you're threatening her, you're harassing her, she doesn't want you texting her, I didn't text her. I didn't even see my kids, I couldn't even call to talk to my kids. And I sat there and took it. They'll be like, and then once we started talking, if the text got to an argument level, she went to it as breach of the order of protection. We're only to talk about scheduling kids. So it's not as bad as you might want to make it look out. Or the
You don't want to make it look at
At
anyway.
this point-
I know what happened. I know what happened, and I know why you did it. And I know why. Because you know what? I'm telling you right now, you're a human being, and there are other people
I never
just like
threatened
you
anyone.
that when you were told that $1,500, you lost your shit. And I probably would have
And I
lost my
called
shit too.
her a kidnapper.
No, I would have said, I would have lost my shit. That was the straw that broke the camel's back, because you have been going, you keep getting, excuse my French,
That's
you
the way
keep
my
getting
life is. I'm
fucked
used to it.
along.
You
all
keep
the
getting
time.
shit on, and like I said,
I tell people off. What's so wrong about that?
No.
What's that?
What's
You
so wrong about telling
did
people off?
more than tell her
I did
off.
not. I did not
did
threaten
more
to
than
kill
tell her
anybody.
off.
Did not do any of the things you're accusing me of, or she's accusing me of. Sorry.
Well, I'm sorry, but that is not the case here,
Yeah.
unfortunately.
Well, I'm
We
a
are not
harmless
here,
individual,
we're not
so
here because
I did not say
you
that.
called her fat, okay?
or called her a cunt, I said.
'Cause I
We're
could
gonna
care
give you
less.
those threats,
I
okay?
could
You
care
got to
less.
threaten people's lives,
I
okay?
did
That's, you did, you did.
not.
All right.
And you hear it when they play it in court, and you know, and you can tell it to, you know, the judge. So at this point, you're not to go back to Norrisville Family Court, okay?
Your case you'll be notified where your case is gonna go and all that, okay?
That may be
Sure,
White Plains, I don't know,
That's fine. I mean, believe me, I want to be Miss Cat's friend, and I would never threaten anybody, especially my fucking judge.
well, why did you?
I didn't.
Okay, well,
Well, some
Listen,
people
Steve, I'm
right
not
now
bullshit- listen,
tonight
I'm
are
not
in
bullshitting
fear
you.
of you.
I'm not
Just so
bullshitting
you know.
Exactly. We
There
said
are
we met
people
with the
that are in
judge,
fear of you.
okay, she heard it also
Well,
too.
I'm
so
sorry
she-
for their fear, but I'm a harmless person, and I did not threaten.
You know what, granted, and I want to believe you. I want to believe that you're a harmless person, but in our
Okay.
profession,
I
you can't,
appreciate
if you
you
can't
doing
even-
that, too.
If you can't even admit that
I'm just not gonna have a crime put on me because I didn't commit any crime.
you're gonna have a crime anyway, I got no choice but to charge you
For what?
for the threats.
There are no threats.
They are.
No, they are not.
They are. Steve,
They're
that's
not.
threats.
I'm under arrest.
Okay, yes, you are under arrest.
I speak to
Okay? Okay. That's fine.
Listen, if we wanted to do it the way where we wouldn't have even interviewed you and we
Yes.
would have had enough to do that. That's why we did this,
I did not threaten anybody.
all right? We
Okay.
wanted to give you the
You're
opportunity.
saying it's on audio.
Yep.
Play it for me.
I'm not gonna play for you, Stevie. Listen, there's no need to play for you. Were there.
Why can't
You,
no,
because you'll hear it.
no,
That's
no.
it. I'm not gonna sit here. I don't have to show you
No, I did not
evidence
threaten.
and what was.
I did not threaten, and there's no memory of it because I did not threaten
What do
it.
you mean there's no memory of it?
I didn't
How do you
threaten
not have a
it.
memory of it?
I
That's
said-
not an excuse
If
for you.
anything, I said you're a fucking cunt.
No,
or
it
you're
was
a
more
fucking
than that.
kidnapper.
It was more than that. And yes, that's all on there also too. I heard
You're
that
wrong.
also too.
You're wrong.
Okay, no, I'm not wrong. That's all on there
What do you
too.
mean, why are you saying he's wrong when we're telling you this? It's a fact.
Because
And then you just said.
I'm in the fucking toilet zone. I never threatened anybody.
We're not here to make
I
up
never
stuff
threatened
to you.
anybody, no.
We are not benefiting from
I
this.
never
We're
threatened
trying
anybody.
to give you an opportunity to explain why.
Besides just a charge, I have to I gotta do a threat assessment on you.
Yeah.
I gotta give my recommendation to the court, to the district attorney's office. Is this the type of guy who's gonna, you know,
Okay.
who's gonna go through his threats?
I'm
You
not-
know?
I don't even have threats against people.
Okay.
I have what you're.
You have the threats that you said on Friday to to Carmen, okay?
Yeah, I threatened her.
Okay. You threatened her, you threatened the judge, listen.
I did not.
Whatever.
I did not.
I still have to, you know,
Explain the audio,
they're gonna listen to the tape.
Have you heard the audio?
Listen, they're gonna listen to the
Listen,
tape.
Play it for me.
Okay, let me talk.
Listen to him.
They're gonna listen to the tape, and they're gonna say, okay, these are serious threats, especially if they're made at a court, at a judge, at a sitting judge who's presiding over your cases.
I would never threaten.
Okay, listen, who is presiding over your cases, okay, that's one to say these things. Two, it's another thing is, now, is he capable? Yes, he has access to weapons, okay? Now, is he somebody who's gonna go through with these threats? You know, because that's gonna play out in
I've
court.
never threatened
And hold
anyone.
on, that's gonna play out in court, and they're gonna look at that stuff, and they're gonna be like, okay, is this a guy that we're gonna offer bail to? Is this a guy who's able to go back out in public? You know, we don't determine that. We're not looking at that, but that's gonna be part of what they look into.
I never
And
threatened
again,
anybody.
you just sit here and BS us,
I'm not BS.
okay, and only give half truths, you only give part of the story, because a part of the story lines up with everything else that's on that tape, but you're leaving out all the meat and potatoes.
I never threatened anybody.
That's fine, Steve, that's okay. Listen, you can say that all the way to the court,
It's the truth.
okay? You can keep that story up
That's the
all the way
truth.
to you in front of the judge,
Any recording
okay?
is.
Hey,
I don't even believe you have one.
you'll get it,
I don't believe you have
okay?
one.
Your attorney will get it, And that's what it is.
Sorry, I'm not gonna
All
admit
right.
to anything I didn't do.
Again, that company, SVE, has been in business for over 20 years.
Mm-hmm.
So you're not the first father who has threatened them, okay, or, where they had to
I didn't threaten them.
CYA themselves, and which is why they record all their first interactions, all their first contacts, okay?
I never
Their
threatened
their
anybody.
first supervised visits.
I get what you're saying, but I never threatened
It would
anybody.
have been, not at McDonald's, it would have been in their office where they videotape everything, they videotape your behavior, they videotape the behavior of the kids, how they interact with you. That's how they operate these places, okay? So, listen.
Nope, I never threatened anybody. As a matter of
Okay.
fact, in her email, she said, don't call me
Stop.
again.
I understand, I have the emails, we have all that.
Yeah.
We have all that, like I said, we have all that. All right, I just, you know what? I still don't even know how to even categorize you at this point. Are you gonna go through with your threats? I don't know. Because like I said, again, you're just sitting there and,
You don't have to look at my good standing as a citizen.
that doesn't mean
and the
anything.
truth.
No, it doesn't mean
It's
anything.
okay.
It doesn't mean anything.
I'm a good person. I
Like I
don't harm
said,
people.
that comes into play, I hope not. I hope not. But right now, I can't say that. I can't say that. Because you can't even be completely honest with us.
I
You're
am
giving us
completely honest.
half the truth.
I'm being absolutely honest with you.
You're not, Steve.
100%.
You're not.
100%.
All right.
I'm not lying to you.
Hey, whatever. Like I said, at this point, you're gonna tell it to the judge because, and they'll decide everything that's gonna go on. All right. And obviously, listen, the recording itself speaks for itself.
I never
Okay.
threatened anyone.
Hey, that's fine. We're gonna process you. We're gonna take you down. We're gonna fingerprint it, photograph, and the charge you're looking at is a felony charge. So you'll probably be staying with us and going to get arraigned tomorrow morning.
I did not do anything.
Hey, that's fine. That's fine. That's your story.
I did not do anything wrong.
Okay.
Play the audio. I want to hear
No,
it.
forget about the audio. It exists. You still see. We do this for a living.
because-
Okay, hold on a second. Hold on
You're
a second.
saying I said things I didn't say.
We do this for a living, okay?
No, you're trying to hang me up on something
I'm not
that I
trying to
didn't
hang
do.
you up on anything.
You want to charge me
I'm
with
not.
felonies?
You gotta be charged.
Why?
I don't listen.
For what?
I don't need a confession from you. I don't even want. Listen, I don't even want to talk to you no more. You said you want to talk to the lawyer. That's it. We're done. We're done. You still want to talk to
We're charging
me?
me with a felony.
Do you still want to speak to me?
About what? You want me to make a confession? I'm not going
I don't
to
want a
confess
confession.
something I didn't do.
I don't want a confession.
What's wrong with you? Were you going to lock me up?
You want me to talk to you now?
Are you gonna lock me up?
You asked for a lawyer. You want me to talk to you?
Are you going to lock me up?
You want me to
Yes
talk to
or
you?
no, you're going to lock me up no matter what?
Yeah.
What is it you're trying, what do you want?
Tell me the truth.
I want my freedom.
Tell me the truth.
I want to be with my kids.
Tell me the truth.
That's it.
Tell me the truth.
Yeah.
Tell me the truth. You made some threats, but you were fucking upset.
I did not.
You don't mean them.
I said harsh words, no threats.
Okay. What harsh words did you say?
Fucking cunt, kidnapper, that kind of stuff.
Okay. Whatever.
Okay, we're done.
Sit tight.
Okay.
All right, come on, we're gonna sit up here for now.
No, we can put them in front.
Okay.
Again, I don't hold anything against you, nothing personal, okay? But it is what it is. Come this way. You thirsty? Want some water?
Some of y'all out there wanted an update at the end of my videos, so this one's for you. And there is no update on this case. Like I said in the beginning, it's an ongoing case. He's got court in February. Say a little prayer for Mind Duck. Thanks for watching.